What's up, guys? The results of this past weekend's UFC slate, Andrade versus Blanchfield, and some tips moving forward. Let's go. All right, so we'll start with the $500 challenge. Again, started with $100 back in November. The goal is to hit 500. Once I hit 500 bucks, that is going to be all given to one lucky subscriber. The only thing I need of you is to be a subscriber. So it could be next week. It could be a year from now. It could be 10 years from now. Hopefully not. But as long as you subscribe, once I hit that, all of it, including the original $100. I'm not going to try to, give you 400 and be like, oh, the 100 originally was mine. It's going to be the complete 500. So this past weekend, Blanchfield versus Andrade. First of all, kudos to Blanchfield. That was pretty sick. That rear naked choke, she got her in. Blanchfield is a mother effer now. I believe it's the right call, right, to fight the winner of Grasso versus Shevchenko, because where else do you go from there from Andrade? So going back to business, I started the slate with $122.80. I risked 17. 9 of those dollars were the cash games. 8 were GPPs. The only thing that stopped me from playing more cash games, I did mention I was going to go heavy on the cash games, was the fact that the main event, it was favored to finish inside the distance. Usually when the main event is favored to finish inside the distance, it's not the greatest fight to stack. Because again, in cash games, you're looking for floor. So one of the factors that makes for a good cash lineup, one factor, is the total amount of points that are accumulated in that 5-round fight, which is the main event, sometimes the co-main event. In this case, it did end in the second round, so not too many total points accumulated in that fight, which is what we're looking for in cash games. So I didn't go too heavy, but it still was a pretty decent cash card for the fact that there was a lot of good amount of confident favorites, 2-1 or greater. So moving on, risk $17, which was about 14% of the budget, 122 bankroll. Won $18, so technically only won $1. So we're now at 123.80, netted $1, which is a 6% ROI. So not the greatest. Hey, it wasn't a loss. So what do they say? Get better at 1%, 1% every day, every week. In this case, we're gonna get into the GPPs. This is where we're relying on to Bing, as they call it, and get that big push up. A couple mistakes I saw afterwards. So these are the results of the sprawl. These are the percentages. Not too many surprises. AJ Fletcher was a bit over-owned. He was projected to be 25%. He actually came out to be 50%, so it was double. That was surprising. Blanchfield she was predicted to be pretty much owned. That was fine. Andrade was good. Who other was surprising? I think that was it. Jim Miller at 37%, 36.5. Where was he at 22? So the AJ Fletcher was a bit of a curveball. Myra Buena Silva, I knew this was a little too high, the 38. She was pretty pricey considering her inside the distance percentage. And yes, she was owned at 16%, which is arguable to say that's under-owned at that high, 16%. So if I would have known that she's going to come out at 16, I might have targeted her. This was a winning lineup. Jamal Pogis, Philippe Lenz, Nazim Sadikov, Marcin Prachnio, Jamal Emmers, and Aaron Blanchfield. That was your winning lineup. It was duplicated 5 times, so those guys got to share the cake. Looking at my lineup, right here, my 2 lineups, a couple things I would change. This is Andrade. First of all, I didn't even realize it until later. I don't know if I did this live or I switched it later on, but I did have a stack in here, which is a big no-no in GPPs. The Evan Elder and Sadikov fight, which was a great fight, by the way, but I did stack it. It ended in the cut, which sucks because Elder was in the fight. So if it would have finished all 3 rounds, who knows where we would be here? Because I was relying on Evan Elder due to his low ownership, and he did get a doctor's stoppage, so that sucks. I would say he was winning. I mean, I was super biased because I hoped he was winning. I would say he was winning, coming from somebody that was relying on him. So a little unfortunate there, but hey, that's MMA. What are you gonna do? I would not stack that fight. This lineup was not cool. Not cool. Second thing I would do in my other lineup, I would not go dumpster diving again. I didn't like that pick. I would recommend dumpster diving if you're playing large field GPPs to get different, but this was a small field GPP, so you don't have to get too different and have too much of a low win percentage. This was too low of a win percentage. I am not going to be picking these fighters again moving forward. I would move up from St. Preux to like a Blanchfield, right? And then I would move down. This one had a Clayton Carpenter. I would move down from Carpenter to Fletcher. That's what I would have done, looking back on it, right? These are the learning lessons here. Because I do want to cross that confidence win percentage line to go from 33 to 40%. And then the Carpenter to Fletcher, you're not even really losing any win percentage. You are, and not even really inside this. I don't know what I was thinking there. Oh, maybe his wrestling advantage. I thought about what were their scores? 98. AJ Miller. They both won. I don't know. My nose is congested. AJ Fletcher. Okay, so I would have given up like 10 points. Anyways, moving forward, learning lessons there. Don't stack and don't dumpster dive on small field GPPs. Large field are different. No stack on large field either, but you can dumpster dive on large field. So moving forward, I'm going to go over the Reignmakers. I'll go over it quickly. I'm going to do another Reignmaker video on Thursday. I'll release it. But I'll just go over the results here real quick and then maybe go more into depth in it on Thursday's video. So the rare contest, the elite, let's see. I'm wondering if I should do this on Thursday. You know what? Let's get into it here, and then if it's dragging on, I'll continue this on Thursday. So amateur hour. I did not plan this. I did do this, but this might be a little bit. It might be a video of its own. So let's find out. Let's F around and find out. So the rare contest. This is what I'm talking about. You want to make sure that you're getting your money's worth here. So it's 25K prize pool. The average ticket to build a lineup, 2 rares and 3 cores, were 25.69. This was the cost of the fighters as of Friday night. I didn't update it Saturday morning. It was Friday night. With the rake, a 20% rake, it's $30. So you basically have a $30 budget if you want to make your money's worth. If it's value, I'm looking for value here. This is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for value because I want to make money, and to make money here, you want to find value. It's like investing in the stock market. You want to find value. You don't want to just buy Tesla, or I don't even know if Tesla is a good stock right now. Amazon or Google, those top stocks, because you get what you pay for. They're expensive. I mean, you can buy it when it starts dipping, but I'm over here acting like I know what I'm talking about. But we all know the great stocks, but they do come with a price. Same thing here. We all know the great fighters, but they do come at a price. You can find value here, which we'll talk about. Go more into depth on that on Thursday. So if we go with these numbers, the max entries we should have theoretically in this rare contest 973. That was not the case. The actual entries were 1,742. So with that number, every entry is worth $17.22 with the rake. And I know this is not considering the utilization of the score. What is it? The weekly leaderboard, monthly leaderboard, and you get winnings. It's a little more hard to calculate that, so I give it a little bit more of a cushion than that. My lineup was worth basically $40, $39. I had, let's see, the rare. I had Myra Bueno Silva as my captain, Philip Lenz, Pawa, Alexander Hernandez, and Jessica Andrade. They all won with the exception of Andrade. My two rares were Buena Silva and Hernandez, and it was $39. Worth $17. I won 25. That means I lost $14.60. What's this actual entries? What is that? Oh, this is without the rig. Okay. That was a little confusing. I don't even know why I have that there. Get out of here. I would not do that again. The only reason why I played them because I had an Alexander Hernandez rare. I should have sold him. And Myra Buena Silva, I opened her through a pack. No, I didn't open her through a pack. I did buy her planning to flip her, but I couldn't at the price I wanted to, so I kept her. These two lineups I made, I was planning to flip the cards I had, but I was not able to get the pricing I wanted. So the worst thing that could happen if you're not getting the pricing you want is you play them, even though the value of them is not great, and as in this case, and as in the case of the elite as well. Same thing. Price pool is 25K. I don't know why they keep it the same. They should. If they're gonna keep this the same, they gotta cap the entries. I think once they start capping entries, if they do, and I highly recommend they start capping the entries, because this is not of value here. I mean, you can if you build your lineup in a way, which I really need to start doing it. I admit I haven't been doing it because I've been playing cards that are left over from the trying to flip them. So I'm gonna start changing my strategy there because it's not working out so far. So average cost with the cards, the way they're priced, 121 with the rake 145. If we got those numbers, the max entry should be 207. Actual entries were about double, 412. My entry was worth $162. The value of my entry was $72 with how many contestants were and considering the price pool. I won $150, so I netted a negative $12. So as you can see there, it's not a really good investment here playing these contests from cards that aren't of value, right? That's what we're going here, value. I should have played, which I was planning to. I just couldn't sell those damn cards. I sold a good amount of them. Well, not a good amount of them. I did sell some, but I couldn't get rid of the last ones. The value one were Elder and Prachino. So instead of having Hernandez and Lenz, again, my strategy is to take a valuable guy from up here, which in this case would be Lenz. I would have played Lenz and Elder or Prachino, either one. In this case, it would have been smarter to play Prachino because he actually won. Elder wouldn't have been a bad pick either because he was really close to winning IMO. So, last thing, looking at the ownership percentage, they basically follow the win percentage, the order. Silva, Carpenter, the order of the win percentage basically follows their ownership percentage. The higher their win percentage, the higher their ownership. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty predictable. The rare is a little different, but not too different. A little different, not too different. A little different, but it doesn't really matter. Not to make a difference. That's what I'm trying to say. A little different, but it's not dramatic. It's not impactful. I'm losing my mind. So that's another takeaway is the ownership is based off of their win percentage. I'm going to leave it at that because I'm starting to ramble on and I needed to go to the gym. So I'll catch you guys later.